Good evening, people. Good evening, people. Arno TV is back with you once again on YouTube. As we promised, bringing you more videos about the despicable situation that we find ourselves in this once great nation of the United Kingdom, which I have to say does not feel very united at the moment. Now, before we talk and discuss what we're going to discuss today, just in case there's any new followers to this channel, okay, any new subscribers, I want to make one thing absolutely clear before this video goes any further. This channel does not approve or endorse anybody from whatever side you think you're on going out there and committing violent acts or endorsing violence or endorsing any kind of racism or anything like that. But this needs to be told. And full respect and kudos to Dan Wootton for allowing this young lady on his YouTube channel today to tell you what has happened to her under Starmer's Britain, okay? This is absolutely despicable, this story, okay? And I find myself getting quite emotional watching this. And my heart goes out to this poor young lady for what has happened to her. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch some of Dan Wootton's interview with this young lady. And you people out there can make up your own mind, okay, about what you think of this story. Because I am absolutely, utterly appalled and disgusted with this, okay? And Keir Starmer, I hope you are proud of yourself for what you have done to this young lady. And you, Starmer, have effectively ruined this girl's life. And I hope you're proud of yourself. So with no further ado, okay, let's go over to the internet and let's show you the story of what I'm speaking about, the story of what has happened to a young 23-year-old girl, yeah, a care worker, okay, under Starmer's government, okay? So let's just go over to the internet and let's just show you people what I watched earlier. And as I said, you can make up your own mind about what's gone on here, okay? And as I said earlier, just to make it 100% clear, this channel does not endorse or approve anybody on whatever side you think you're on going out and committing acts of violence or putting any kind of racist things up online. We do not approve of that. But this lady's story needs to be told, because the idea that we live in a democracy where you have freedom of expression and freedom of speech is an absolute farce. So with no further ado, let's go over and look at what I was watching. Okay, so here we are on Dan Wootton's outspoken YouTube channel, and I'm going to shut up, okay, and I'm going to let this lady tell you the story of what happened to her.
He replied, the UK has become a police state. So this is an opportunity, Cameron, for you to talk to the world. After what happened to you, what would be your message to Elon Musk?
Thank you. All I can say is thank you. Thank you to every single person that is supporting me and not against me for a TikTok live video.
And what about Keir Starmer?
Wow. I have no words for him at all. No words.
Do you feel like you were a political prisoner?
Yeah. 1,000,000%.
You'll remember the case of Cameron Bell. It shook the world when Elon Musk, the owner of X, heard about it. He posted that the UK has become a police state. Cameron Bell was a 23-year-old care worker. Good woman, by all accounts. someone who was in a profession helping others. On the night of August the 4th, 2024, after a shift as a care home worker, she was walking through Tamworth on the night of unrest following the Southport massacre. She live streamed some of the unrest that she saw in the streets. She was not involved in any violence herself. She did not encourage any violence herself. But she was heard on this live TikTok stream, where I believe she was operating as a citizen journalist. She was heard referring to illegal migrants as tramps. Now, Karen Bell, this 23-year-old young woman with her whole life ahead of her, was jailed for 9 months. She was remanded in custody. Almost.
I want you to think about that, people. I want you to think about that. Remanded in custody for 9 months. A 23-year-old girl who, as Dan Wotton said here, did not take part in any violence, okay, and was not part of the riot that ensued that day. As it will become clear, she was actually in her job when this took place. Let's continue.
Just immediately. Only released yesterday. And I am delighted to say that she is giving her first interview today to Outspoken alongside Mark Heath, who also faced political persecution as a result of social media posts that he made following the Southport massacre. However, he pled not guilty and was cleared by a jury of his peers. And it's so great to have both of them with us today. So, Cameron, I can only imagine how you're feeling, what you've been through these past few months. But I guess you must have been heartened when you learned that Elon Musk, the richest, the most powerful man in the world, was bringing the injustice of your case to international attention.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was, wow. To be honest, after obviously the past 4 months of being obviously inside a prison, and then I found out whilst I was in there that Elon Musk obviously had noticed it. It's just, I have no words really. It's just crazy.
And so, Cameron, can you talk me through what happened? So you're working what, at a care home?
I was working in the community, so I go to their houses.
Got it. And so you'll finish your shift on the 4th of August.
Yeah.
And you're on your way home walking, is that right?
Yeah, going through the town centre.
And what do you see?
So there was just like, there was a load of people around. There was a line of police. So I went live on TikTok, made obviously a comment that got me a 9-month sentence.
And can I just ask, because I'm obviously a journalist, right? But if I see something going on, my reaction is to want to share it, especially if it's something that is newsworthy. And that's something that people do now on TikTok or X or YouTube. It's all part of citizen journalism. So I presume that's why you were filming. You weren't filming saying to people, oh, come on down, join the violence.
Yeah, no, I weren't at all trying to get anyone to come down. I was just there filming because of obviously what was going on.
And you were never accused of being involved in any violence yourself or encouraging the violence?
No.
So how on earth, Cameron, did the police ever come to arrest you?
I think it was because obviously I'm a carer. I was live. I just finished my shift and people screen recorded my live video and they started slandering me all over Facebook, all over TikTok. That obviously I was a care worker and I was live. I had awful messages come to me about what people were going to do to me because I had attended this riot. It was just awful.
So someone reported you to the police. Is that your understanding?
Yeah.
And
we're just going to pause that there for a moment, okay? Because it's important, it's very important that we do this, okay? Because as you've heard from Dan Wotton here and this young lady, okay, that she was never accused, okay, of taking part in this riot, never accused of encouraging people to go down to this riot or anything of that nature. Now, let me show you something before we go back to this video. Even though, as Dan Wotton said, that she's never been accused of taking part in this riot or encouraging people to attend this riot, let's have a look what our despicable media are still saying about this girl. Let me read you this, okay? This is in The Independent, and this came out on Tuesday the 12th of November 2024, okay? Care worker jailed after live streaming armed group following post-Southport riot. Cameron Bell, 23, from Tamworth, was sacked by her employer a day after making abhorrent comments on her TikTok account. A care worker who joined a group of masked hooded men and live streamed them making racist comments on TikTok after a Southport related riot has been jailed for 9 months. Cameron Bell, 23, was caught on CCTV wearing her work uniform as around 20 people, many armed with planks of wood and appeared to be lengths of metal, walked through Tamworth Town Centre in Staffordshire on the night of August the 4th. Stafford Crown Court was told that Bell was not present during the violence earlier the same day at the town's Holiday Inn Express, which was set on fire while housing asylum seekers. Judge John Edwards was shown CCTV and TikTok videos on Tuesday, the latter filmed by Bell after she left work and saw the armed group as she walked home. Okay, so it's quite clear that this girl did not take part in the riot, okay, did not encourage people to take part in the riot, but she, as it says, was jailed for 9 months for streaming the aftermath of what was going on the way home. And as you'll see later in this interview, she was walking home with her partner, who is still in jail. He has been sent to jail as well. This is where we are under Starmer's Britain. Okay, let's go back to that the interview with Cameron and let's hear more what she's got to say.
And when the police came to arrest you, I imagine that you could not believe in a million years that you were about to be locked up in jail.
Yeah, I had no idea. Obviously, when they come to my address, they originally did come for my partner, who he's still inside at the moment. But then
what had he done, Cameron?
Nothing at all. Nothing. He was just walking through the town
with you.
Me. Yeah.
Okay, and so the police arrest you, and are you immediately locked up?
No, so they arrested me at 9 o'clock the Friday morning. So Friday the 9th of August, I got arrested at 9 o'clock in the morning.
So 5 days after the event.
Yeah. I was took to the police station where they held me under for 24 hours. When that 24 hours was over, they brought me to the desk and told me they were extending my stay for an extra 12 hours. And then when them 12 hours were over, they pulled me to the desk and told me that I was being charged and I was attending court on the Monday morning.
But did you know at that point you were not going to receive bail?
No.
So what happens? Sorry, you go on.
I did ask them, obviously, if it was possible I could get bail. They told me no, and I was to stay in the police cell until Monday morning court.
And then
I want you to think about that, people. I want you to think about this, okay? This girl, her crime really was filming the aftermath of what had gone on in Tamworth, okay? As it's said, she did not take part in any violence. She did not encourage anybody else to take part in any violence. Her crime is literally streaming the aftermath of what is going on. She made an ill-advised comment, not a comment that I would have made, but not an illegal comment by any stretch of the imagination. And this girl ended up in jail. I hope you are proud of yourself, Keir Starmer. Let's continue.
Then you go to court, you don't receive bail, and you're transported to prison?
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was awful, honestly. I just felt like my whole world come crashing down. I never in a million years expected to be took to prison.
And Mark, obviously we spoke last week, and he suffered what appears to be a targeted attack by a gang of Asian men in prison. Were you subjected to any form of violence? Cameron?
Oh, sorry.
Were you subjected to any form of violence?
Intimidation. I would. Oh.
So they knew presumably that you were inside because of something connected to the Southport so-called riots.
Yeah.
And Mark,
sorry, a lot of people were made aware, that what I was in there for.
And Mark, obviously...
Did you hear that, people? Did you hear that? A lot of people were told in jail that she had effectively been put in jail as one of these rioters and was subject to all sorts of intimidation in jail. So when I've said that these people are political prisoners, I'm not kidding, people. This is Keir Starmer's Britain. This is Stalin Starmer's Britain. You are ruining people's lives. What they have done to this young lady who was a care worker is absolutely vile and appalling, in my personal opinion. I hope Keir Starmer is proud of what he's done. I hope he is proud of what he's done, yeah? Because this is the reality that we now live in this country. This is just unbelievable, people. Let's continue with this interview.
In a sane world, neither of you posed any threat to the public. So you would usually be expected to have been released on bail, right? But clearly a political point was being made here.
100%, yeah. The whole point of the whole thing was just to silence people, stop people having a voice, free speech. The things that people have been getting locked up for are ludicrous, and it's then life's affected. Like Cameron's life will be affected now. She might not get over this for a long period of time. She might not get over it at all. It's certainly affected me. It's affected my health, and it's just been done for one reason only, and that is to quell free speech and to shut everything down. And let's be honest, and this was because people were saying certain things about certain individuals that we now know to be true.
Well, indeed. And I do want to come to that. But the next big decision for you, Cameron, was to plead guilty, right? Now,
yeah.
I would say, why did you do that? Because I don't think you were guilty for a moment. But I have spoken to others who are in this situation who felt like they were coerced into doing so. Is that your experience?
Yeah. So obviously when I got took to the prison, I had a meeting with my solicitor, and he basically told me if I didn't go guilty, I'd be on remand up until May next year. Obviously, I've been a healthcare worker for 5 years. That being thrown at me, I couldn't stay on remand up until May next year.
No one.
Did you hear that, people? Did you hear that, people? She was effectively coerced into pleading guilty because she was told that if she did not plead guilty, she would be on remand in prison until May 2025 for a live stream. I want people to think about this. Is this the kind of world that people want to live in? Okay? Is this the kind of world that people want to live in? That if you say anything that Starmer's government don't agree with, you go into jail. Okay? This is the world that Stalin Starmer has taken us into, people. This story is heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. This is a 23-year-old young woman whose life has now been destroyed. And she has been targeted with all sorts of hateful things. She's had all sorts of threats made against her, intimidated in jail. Basically had a target put on her back by our despicable government. This is where we are, people, under Keir Stalin Starmer. So when I've been telling people that freedom of speech is over in the UK and we don't live in a democracy, is it any wonder why I think like that when things like this are going on? When things like this are going on. This lady's crime, this lady's crime was she was walking home from after her day working as a care worker with her partner and filmed the aftermath of what was going on in Tamworth that day. And it's quite clear, it's been made quite clear that she did not take part in any violence. She did not encourage anyone else to take part in any violence. Her crime, the worst thing that this lady has done, okay, is made an ill-advised comment, okay? That is it, okay? Would I have made that comment? Probably not. But to throw somebody in jail for this and ruin their life, are you all for this? Are you the type of person that is for ruining somebody's life for this and throwing them in jail? Is that who you are? Because if you agree with this, then you may as well join up to an organisation like the Stasi, okay? Because this is absolutely disgraceful, and if this is not an attack on someone's freedom of speech and intimidating people into silence, then what is it? What is it? Because this is just absolutely disgraceful, and this is where we are under Keir Starmer's Stalin Starmer's Britain. Okay, this is where we are. Let's continue.
Way, of course you couldn't, but you did lose your job.
I did.
What happened there?
So I woke up on the morning after I was live to an email from my work company telling me that I was instantly dismissed. They didn't hear my side of the story. All they had was the people that were against me. They were phoning up the company I worked for, telling them that I was racist, that I had been involved in the whole riot. My work company knew I weren't involved because I was working whilst the riot was happening, but they didn't listen to my side of the story. I just had an email to say I was instantly dismissed, and that was it.
And what sort of people did you care for, Cameron?
Elderly, the vulnerable, A job that
we really need you doing, right?
Yeah.
That's something that I find so astonishing about all of this. Now, can I just ask how you felt about the Southport massacre? Were you angry? Were you disgusted? Were you horrified?
Yeah, obviously I was horrified at what had happened. I don't really follow the news, so I didn't know who had like done it, how it even happened. I just heard that obviously was it a party that was happening for obviously young people, and unfortunately three young girls got killed, and then just loads of riots had broken out.
Yeah.
Again, I want to make this absolutely clear, as this is what the topic that's been discussed here. This channel does not endorse anyone who went out there and committed any kind of violence, anybody that's gone online and made racist comments, okay? We do not condone any of that, okay? But what has happened to this girl is absolutely despicable. Despicable. This poor girl's life has been wrecked, and she now has a permanent criminal record under the back of Stalin Starmer's government. I hope you are proud, Keir Starmer. I hope you are proud of what you have done.
Yeah, indeed. And I guess the problem is we were lied to, weren't we? I mean, we weren't told the whole truth, but you, to be very clear, had not posted any speculation or any personal opinion about Axel Rudakabana or about the circumstances of the Southport massacre tragedy at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing.
And what did you see in Tamworth that night? What was actually being streamed on your TikTok?
So when I was live streaming on TikTok, I was just at the castle grounds where all it was the line of the police. The riot was over. It was just the police clearing everyone away. There was no like violence going on, no fires, nothing. It was just a line of police getting people away from the area and sending everyone home.
So, as you can hear, people, I'm not going to show the full interview. I think we've watched quite enough for you guys to get the gist of what's going on here. This is just unbelievable, okay? She didn't speculate about what's gone on. She didn't encourage anybody to commit any acts of violence. She didn't take any part in any violence whatsoever. Her crime, as I said, was probably an ill-advised thing that she said on TikTok, yeah? But other than that, all she's done is stream the events that took place on her way home from work as a care worker, looking after the elderly and the vulnerable while she was walking home with her partner, who is still in jail, people, who is still in jail. I want people to think about that. This is where we are under Stalin Starmer's Britain, okay? This is where we are. And this is the reason why I think it is so important for people to start speaking out now, because this is just unbelievable. This is where these people have taken us to. They have ruined this young girl's life. This girl now has a permanent criminal record, may find it very difficult to get jobs or employment in the future. Her life has been wrecked by Keir Stalin Starmer's government. I want people to think about that. And also, the person that's effectively complained to the authorities about her and got her thrown in jail, I hope you're proud of yourself. I hope you are very proud of yourself, and I hope you sleep so well at night for what you have done to this girl. This is an absolute disgrace, okay? A disgrace. And again, I think it's so important to stress this, just in case this is the first time you've ever watched Arno TV. This channel does not endorse anybody from whatever side of the argument you were on going out and committing violence. We do not endorse anybody that's gone online saying racist things or anything of that nature, and we never would do. But this is about far more than that. This is about our despicable government under Keir Starmer thinking they have the right to basically silence anybody that doesn't agree with their disgraceful agenda. This is where we are with these people. So as we have this petition that's going around, which I'll leave the link in the description, which is now up to over 2,900,000, I think it's so important that people sign that petition and put huge pressure on our despicable government, to answer for what they have done to the British people, and the kind of dictatorship that these people are making us live under. What is going on in this country is beyond a joke, people. This is beyond a joke. We need to find new politicians, and people need to start to stand up and be counted and find yourself on the right side of history, because this cannot go on any longer. Throwing young women in jail, throwing them to the wolves, painting a target on their back, making it out that they were part of the riots inside. This is the message that was getting to the inside of the prison, that this young girl was a rioter, and she didn't even take part in any riots, She didn't encourage anybody to take part in any riots, All this woman did was live stream a video on TikTok and make one ill-advised comment, And that got her a sentence of 9 months in jail, which, as you heard, she felt she was coerced into pleading guilty because they told her that if she didn't plead guilty, she would be on remand in prison until May 2025. This is where we are at with these people. So it's about time that everybody started getting their head out of the sand, because you might want to sit there and think, oh, well, I'll say nothing, it doesn't affect me. But wait until you put one toe out of line and the Stasi under Starmer's Stalinist government comes and knocks at your door and throws you in jail. Then you will wish that you had spoken up sooner, because this is absolutely despicable, vile, abhorrent what has happened to this young lady. This was a care worker. This is somebody that looked after the vulnerable and elderly in society and has had her life destroyed by Starmer's government. This is what this man has done to this girl. And there will be a time in the future, there will be a time when people like Keir Starmer, are going to be made to answer for what they have done to this country and what they have done to the British people. I could not believe what I was seeing in this interview, and it has left me feeling quite emotional, I've got to say, because this could be a girl that's of the age that could be my daughter, that this could have happened to. I mean, who of you out there agrees with what has happened to this girl? I mean, anybody of sound mind must think that this is appalling, She's made one ill-advised comment, that is all. Nothing illegal. She's definitely not called for any violence. She's not taken part in any violence, but this is what has happened to her. And again, I feel that I need to keep reiterating this so no one can spin it any other way. Myself and this channel do not endorse anybody or approve of anybody that took part in any violence, that encouraged any violence, that's gone out there and made stupid racist comments. We do not approve of anything like that. But this is about silencing opinion and free speech. And we are supposed to be living in a democracy, people. We are supposed to be living in a democracy. And this is where we are under Stalin Starmer's government. When I've told you that he has a lot to answer for, I am not kidding. This man has a hell of a lot to answer for. Now, I'm going to leave the full interview in the description of this video so you can watch it yourself. And I'm also going to leave that petition that is still going round. We need to get that petition signed, people, by as many people as possible. We need to get it up into above 10 million, in my opinion, so we can put real pressure on these people, okay? Because what is going on is absolutely despicable. And just an update on that petition, okay? It has come to light that because of the numbers of people that have now signed this petition, and it's now, as I said, on over 2.9 million, it is now going to be discussed in Parliament. And the date that it is going to be discussed in Parliament is January the 6th, 2025. So we still have time to put huge pressure on these people by getting these numbers up. And as I said, we need to start finding new politicians that have the interests of the British people at heart. And when I say the British people, again, to make this absolutely 100% clear, I am not talking about any particular race or religion. I'm talking about all of us, because these people do not have our best interests at heart. They are pushing divisive policies that are dividing us all, and it needs us all, especially the working classes from all backgrounds, to start coming together and realise that these people are our enemies, okay? They do not have our best interests at heart, and they are creating a world, creating a society, should I say, in the UK that is becoming divided. And that will not be good for any of us at all. Okay, at all. This is just beyond a joke. The fact that this young lady has found herself in this situation over a live stream on TikTok is absolutely despicable. And I want you to think out there, how many times that you've watched TikTok or YouTube or any other social media where someone's been filming, say, out of their bedroom window with events that have gone on in their street. I've just filmed it to show people what's going on, okay? This is effectively what this girl has done on her way home from work, and she ended up in jail, okay? This is where we are, people. This is where we are. So for tonight, I'm going to leave it at that, because I've got to say I'm quite emotional today watching what's happened to this poor young lady. It's absolutely disgraceful. But I would like to say thanks to all my viewers and subscribers, okay? I've noticed some more subscribers coming in. Thank you very, very much for that. Please share these videos everywhere. As I told you, there's all sorts of interference that's been going on this channel in the background. So it's very important that if you do watch these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Please like ring the notification bell so you'll get informed of future videos and streams that I'm going to be putting out, and please share these videos everywhere. Let's get the subs up on this channel. Let's get the reach bigger, because this message has to go out, and it's about time that there is some fair and balanced reporting on what is going on in the UK, because what has happened to this lady, this poor young lady, is nothing short of despicable. And this is a 23-year-old lady, may I remind everybody, whose life effectively has been ruined by our despicable, vile government. Okay? That is where we are at the end of 2024. So for tonight, I want to bid you a good evening. I want you to look after your friends, your family, and your loved ones. Take care of yourselves. And as I've said on many occasions, stop listening to people like Keir Starmer and the divisive policies that he is pushing to divide us all. Okay? So for now, I'll be back soon with more videos and streams for you. Until then, take care.